Okay, this is how you would get started on the MUNI map assignment. I'm going to click View Large on the image on the class website, and I'm going to copy it. I'm going to hop over to Illustrator, and I'm going to create a new document. I'm going to choose 1024 by 1024, but the main thing is that you create a square canvas. I'm going to call this MUNI Metro Map and my name. I hope you do the same. Cool. So now I can paste my MUNI map, and I'm going to move it to the corner like this. And holding Shift, I'm going to scale and put that sucker in the center. Now that I have the map inside of my document, what I want to do is go to the Layers panel. And again, anytime I mention something and you can't find it, just go to Window and you should find that panel. In this case, I'm using Layers. In my Layers panel, over here, I want to rename this Map Image. And I'm going to put a lock on this layer because we don't really want that to move. And from here, I'm just going to create a bunch of new layers. And the first layer I want to work on, I'm going to call Top Bar. And what I'm going to do is with the pen tool, I'm going to, and also I want smart guides turned on, very important. With the pen tool, I want to set my panel so that I have no stroke and black fill. And I'm simply going to trace this top bar. So I'm doing all single clicks here. Click here, single click, 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 and click. Great, so now I've got my top bar. The next step is to select the bar. I'm using the selection tool. In Photoshop, this is called the move tool, but in Illustrator, it's called selection. What I'm going to do is go to Effect, Stylize, Drop Shadow. And the default drop shadow will work just fine. Okay, in my Layers panel, I'm going to call this Top Bar. Very important to name your layers. Additionally, I'm going to change the transparency, and that's in the transparency panel, of the top bar. I'm just going to take it down so I can see what's going on behind it. So I want to match up the text and the MUNI logo. So remember, we made that MUNI logo in class today, but if you need to reference it again, go to the class website and look at the tutorial, because I'm telling you there how you can make that logo. So I'm going to resize this logo and put it where it needs to go. Always make sure you zoom in appropriately in Illustrator. There's no reason why you should be working with an overly zoomed out document. Illustrator's vector, so you can zoom in as much as you want. You really want to take advantage of that. Holding Shift every time I do a scale. Very important. Okay, so now I got my MUNI logo. I'm going to make sure that layer is named appropriately. And now I'm going to bust out with my Metro text. I can see what I'm doing because I dimmed the opacity of the top bar. So I'm going to use Helvetica font. I'm not sure it's exactly Helvetica, but Helvetica is very similar to the font that they're using here. So now I say Metro, and I'm going to enlarge the text up here. And I can simply just use the up arrows to change the text size. Okay, so I've got the width of the text correct, but the height is not correct. So what I want to do is hop over to the character panel, and that's Apple T on the keyboard, Command T. And I want to adjust the, I want to adjust the height of the text. And I do that here. If you don't have these options right here, you probably won't. You have to go up here and say More Options or Show Options. Okay, so I'm going to go to the text vertical stretching and use the up arrow to match the text. Okay, that looks pretty good. It's not exact, but it's very close. And in my layers panel, I can now go back to the top bar. Anytime you want to select a layer in Illustrator, you click on the target for that shape. So I'm going to click on the target for the top bar, and then in my transparency panel, I'm going to yank the opacity back up to 100%. So now I've got the top bar completed. Awesome.